Hey there, coaches. My name is Rich Hargitt, and I'm the head football coach at Emmett High School in Emmett, Idaho, and I'm also a lead consultant with coaches all over the country with the surface to air system. You can find us on Twitter at S2A System or at Coach Hargitt. That's Hargitt. You can also find us on our website at richhargittfootball.com. That's RICHHARGITT football.com. Check out offensive as well as defensive books and videos, courses, or full membership subscription. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, which I'm sure you are, please make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to the Surface to Air System YouTube video if you have not already done so. All right, coaches, in this video, we're going to take a look at something that I think was really useful for us this past year, and that is 20 personnel RPOs. I think this was really good for us. It was something that we were able to execute against both odd as well as even front defenses, one high as well as two high coverage families. We were able to do a lot of different things with these sorts of plays and throw both sort of behind the line first level RPOs as well as quick game and our more ubiquitous S call RPOs that were challenging defenses down the field. One of the things that we really noticed that was really kind of useful for us is that we were able to move this backfield set around. Okay, this sidecar back was sometimes to the right, he was sometimes to the left, he was sometimes ponied up back here where he was behind the quarterback. From a personnel standpoint, we were also able to switch these guys. In this particular video, you see the kid standing next to the quarterback is actually our regular tailback, and the kid back here in the pistol location is our normal H-back. But we were able to switch those guys around and utilize kind of a wide variety of backfield sets. All right, here we are running just your standard A-gap power play. We're throwing the RPO. You can see our little slot receiver, number 14 here, is out here in space. He's going to catch the bubble. Really nice job just bouncing off the line. Quarterback throws the ball behind those two backs. What I really love about this, coaches, is you're getting a lot of full flow action here where you get both backs downhill immediately and kind of like moth to the flame. You pull those linebackers into the box, and then you spit the ball out to the perimeter, and it just becomes a really easy pitch and catch narrative right there. We're able to really gobble up a lot of yards on the perimeter. Look at all those defenders come down and meet the run fit. Again, balls kick sideways. Our slot does a good job, make the first guy miss. Pick up a nice little chunk play right there. All right, same game, a little bit later here in the ball game. Back in two backs again. We've switched the backfield. It's 2nd and 1. Great scenario here for handing the football off, but we decided to throw the RPO instead. Nice little hitch up there to the boundary. Easy pitch and catch. Pick up a chunk play. Get 20-plus yards. You might ask here, well, what's your second back doing? He didn't get the right check. He should have kicked out, so we're actually running this power play with no kick out. So luckily we throw the RPO, and it all works out. Sometimes a little bit better to be lucky than good right there. All right. Staying in the RPO world, two back. Now you can see we have the more traditional backfield set. This is our H-back right here. He's back up there in that little sidecar alignment. Here's our tailback back here, back where he should belong. This is your standard and traditional 20P backfield that we utilize, okay? So back to kind of a standard look in our backfield set right there. Again, A-gap power, really nicely blocked up front. You can see the puller is through the A-gap right there, kicking the bubble out once again. Lots of space out here. All you got to do is make one guy miss, and suddenly you're going to get a nice big chunk play again. Okay, again, really good job by our kids blocking on the perimeter. Look at this one coming right down your living room. Right tackle, right guard, do a good job coming down on the 2-eye technique right there. Kick out by our little number 0. He only weighs 150 pounds. He's kicking out a 240-pound DN. He's getting good leverage. He's going same foot, same shoulder with his right foot. You can see 72, the pulling guard, is up and through. He's going to fit the new mic. That's just really good football right there. Really, really well blocked A-gap power coming right into your living room right there. Great job. Spits the ball out on the RPO. You got the ball on the edge. Again, you're getting big chunks of yardage right there. I think that's a really good example of high-level football. All right. Here we are a little bit later in the season. Now we've got a tight end in the game. This is more 21 personnel. Tight end's down here at the bottom of the screen. We're going to get a little counter play going here. Nice little GH counter. We've switched the backfield. Again, pitch and catch to the perimeter. Nobody out there. It's 2nd and 7. You can see our slot back is tackled about 3 yards past the chains. So that's going to be another really efficient first down right there. I think this is a great way to throw the football, a great way to get chunks of yardage without having to put yourself in a lot of high-risk situations. This quarterback for us was a sophomore. He had 10 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, and this is a big part of the reason why. All right, we only asked him to make these kinds of throws a few times a game. Okay, so you can see there we just completed the bubble screen. Nice chunk of yardage. We get right back on the line. We run inside zone, sort of a split zone action. We fake the screen. Now the slot is back over the top. Look at that nice pitch and catch over the top for the touchdown. Okay, again, really good use of RPO football there. Suck them in with the run game, suck them in with the bubbles and the now screens, and then you get this nice little ball fake back up over the top, the joker screen, the kill shot for a touchdown. Okay, I just think that's really, really good football. That's how you throw for double-digit touchdowns and single-digit interceptions. You're not asking the quarterback to make these ridiculously difficult decisions. All right, back in 21 personnel again. Tight end up at the top. Running just kind of a split zone action right there. Throw the bubble out wide. Again, free 5 yards. Okay, almost like stealing how efficiently you can get the ball out here to the edge and just get these chunk plays on RPOs. We were at the 26-yard line. Now we're going to be down to 19. Okay, again, ball stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. This was a game we won in a shootout, 42-34. These are the kind of plays you need, right? You need to be able to just throw the football, make this a long handoff, kind of almost an extension of the run game. Don't make things super complicated for your quarterback here. Just make it nice, easy pitch and catch. Pick up 5, 6, 7 yards, run the clock, keep going, okay? Keep going, make it easy. Here we are, playoff game, 21 personnel, okay? Bouncing ourselves out of two-back, okay? Leaving the tailback, sending him early. Look at how many guys up here. Look at the top of the, or excuse me, the bottom of the screen. You got 4 guys following that tailback. Now it's just pitch and catch back into the boundary, and that's a 7-yard gain. Again, highly efficient football. You're playing a really good defense here. These guys were number 1 in the state. They went on to win the state championship, private Catholic school, number 1 defense in the state. You've got to be very creative how you're going to get first downs on these guys. You can't just walk out there and assume you're going to move the ball on them. All right, a little bit later in the game, 2-back again. Got a freshman quarterback in the game, really young player. Don't want to make things really complicated for him. So just let your slot receiver get a block on the corner up here, pitch it out to number 1. That's a freshman throwing to a freshman right there. We had a lot of injuries this year. So you got a freshman quarterback throwing to a freshman receiver. Nice, easy pitch and catch, 5 yards. Okay, again, not asking these young quarterbacks to reinvent the wheel. Let them make easy decisions. Let them do things that are high probability of success. Here you go. Nice view from the back copy. That's power. Okay, down blocking, kicking out. You can see 0 coming to fit it up. Nice, easy pitch and catch. Get the ball on the edge. Okay, don't ask the quarterback to do overly complicated things. Again, coaches, I think this backfield set is something you really will want to take a look at and utilize in the future. I think 20 personnel is such a versatile answer in the modern RPO game. There was a long time we were just kind of a standard 10 and 11 personnel, power counter split zone RPO team. That's sort of what we always did. We didn't diversify very far from that. As time went on, I felt like we really needed to do more with the 2-backs. We had a situation this past year where we really felt we had 2 good backs in the backfield, and we wanted to utilize those guys as talent and skill sets, and we wanted to get them involved in a lot of these pre- and post-snap RPOs. And so if you've got that situation where there's kids you want to get involved in the game, I think putting them in the backfield really gives you a lot of opportunity to do some unique things with them. The other thing that I want to kind of highlight and bring back to the forefront is the situation of quarterback simplicity. Okay, just because it's simple does not mean it's easy. Okay, there's a lot being put on the quarterback here. There's a lot being asked of him. But you look at this last throw. This is a 15-yard pitch and catch for our quarterback. Okay, he was a sophomore. He had to take over for a junior that was hurt at the start of the year. And look at him. He's just making these easy pitches and catches and getting the ball on the edge and getting chunks of yardage. 7 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 8 yards. Just little chunk plays that really help you move the ball down the field. Once you've done that and you've really kind of sparked his confidence and got him involved, you can do things like this you see playing now. Throw the joker screen for a 20-yard touchdown. You've built that throw for the quarterback. You've really built that through his confidence and how you're coaching him up and how you're building the platform for this play. I think that if you asked him to go out and just throw drop back every week and stand there in the pocket and throw it 15, 20 times a game, there's a great chance he's going to throw a couple interceptions and he's going to put you in some, disadvantageous positions. This kid was obviously a new starter for us. He didn't have much experience. He had to start, in August with an injury to our starting quarterback at camp. And he came in, like I said, through double-digit touchdowns and only a couple interceptions. Our ability to protect the football and protect his decision-making, I think gave us a chance, to be a playoff team with a sophomore quarterback. He got hurt going into the playoffs. We had to play with a freshman. Same thing. We were able to replicate a lot of those easy throws and skill sets and give that kid a chance to be successful. If we hadn't done those things, then I think obviously we would have had a lot of problems. So again, coaches, I think what you're seeing here is a really simple and effective way to run the RPO game. And I think by doing it out of 20 personnel, you are really setting the narrative for the defense that you're going to run the football. I don't think you get the same look if you're in 10 or 11 personnel. I think the 20 personnel RPO game really forces the defense to take note and play run first. I think you're putting them in a situation where they really have to respect your ability to run power and counter and split zone, and you're really forcing them to add those defenders to the box and make them simple yes-no decisions for your quarterback in the RPO game. By doing that, I think you're going to really increase the odds that you're successful for your quarterback. So again, 20 personnel, not something we've always done in the past, but over the last couple of years, really become a trademark of our RPO game. And I think it's really helped us increase the number of first downs as well as touchdowns that we're able to get in the average high school football game. All right, coaches, I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at S2A System or at Coach Hargitt. Also, head over to our website at www.richhargittfootball.com. If you have any questions, we look forward to answering those, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day, coaches.